I know, the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 looks amazing, but hey, the Apple Watch that most people should still buy is either the new Apple Watch Series 9 or the old Apple Watch SE, which Apple still has in the Apple Watch lineup at an affordable price point. And while you may want a full review of these devices before giving your ultimate purchasing decision, Apple has already released the new Apple Watch Series 9 to order, and if we're being honest, I think we can make a lot of fair assumptions on this device based on the information that Apple provided, and because it really isn't that big of an update because it still has the same form factor as my Apple Watch Series 8 and my Series 7 for that matter, and I've already had a year's worth of experience using the Apple Watch SE, so I can tell you all about the differences and some compromises you might be getting by going for that watch. Alright, so the first important thing to go over this year is that, unlike last year's lineup, there is actually a processor difference now between the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Apple Watch SE. That's because the Series 9 now gets the new S9 chip, which does feature a performance boost over the S8 chip. Now, Apple wasn't too keen on giving us the CPU performance details with the S9 chip, but they did go over the GPU speed boost, which is pretty impressive. They're saying the Series 9 can get or is 30% more powerful than the S8, which does sound like a pretty big jump. Now, it's not like you're going to be playing games on your Apple Watch, right? But Apple said this GPU boost will make animations and general responsiveness smoother on the S9 chip over the S8, so it's kind of hard to compare the exact differences right now, but it stands to reason that the new Series 9 is going to be faster than the current SE, which is on that S8 chip, which is kind of like a 3-year-old design. Now, let's be honest, speed matters up to a certain point on a device like the Apple Watch, and currently I think the speed on the SE is fine. Like, I don't think it takes too long to open apps or anything like that. But with that being said, I think watchOS 10, it is a big visual change to the Apple Watch, and Apple specifically pointing out that the S9's GPU boost is going to help with some of the animations there, I think was an important takeaway. So I think it stands to reason watchOS 10 in general is going to run better on the S9 chip, and I also like that the S9 chip is going to get watchOS updates for longer, so that might also affect your purchasing decision if you want your watch to stand the test of time. Furthermore, the S9 enables some new features that won't be on the SE, like a double pinch gesture, which will let you control certain user interface elements hands-free. It also has a new ultra-wideband chip, which apparently is even more precise at finding other devices with the U2 chip. The S9 chip also gets new features if you own a HomePod, and you can get quick access to the Now Playing screen on your watch when it is near your HomePod. I don't think any of these new features are exactly must-haves, and the double pinch feature, or double tap as they call it, can be used already using the assistive touch feature in the accessibility settings on the current Apple Watch SE. Now, another difference is actually storage. So the SE comes with 32 gigabytes of storage, which I always felt like was a pretty healthy amount for a watch on your wrist, right? Like, it's enough to store music, podcasts, and audiobooks. But the Series 9 takes that even further now, and now comes with double the storage at 64 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes sounds like a lot of storage for a watch, but it could also be there because the Series 9 also now has on-device Siri for faster responses when using Siri, so storing that information, I think, could probably take up a little bit more storage space. Now, what about the design? Well, both watches do actually look pretty similar at first glance, but there are some differences, obviously. First of all, the SE has an older design, and it is technically 40 and 44 millimeter sizing, while the Series 5 comes in 41 and 45 millimeter sizing. When you turn the screens on these watches, you'll notice a noticeable black border around the SE's display. The smaller screen on the SE means it also loses out on some software features like the native QWERTY keyboard, which is helpful for typing up responses when your phone isn't by you, but the SE can still use the Scribble keyboard, and it can use dictation, which is by far the fastest way to type on the watch. Now, just like last year, the Series 9 comes with an always-on OLED display, while the SE does not. To see the SE screen, you need to do the wrist raise, while with the Series 9, you can always just glance down at your watch face and see that information. One thing I will note is both watches come with 18 hours of battery life rating on Apple's official battery life ratings, but you can get up to 36 hours if you use the low power mode. But when you use the low power mode, you do lose access to things like the always on display. So if you are someone that might plan on having your watch in this low power mode to eke out as much battery life as possible, then that always on display might not be a big feature for you. Furthermore, there's even more screen differences thanks to the upgraded Series 9 display, which now gets to 2000 nits of brightness, which is double the 1000 nits of brightness found on the Apple Watch SE. For indoor use, this won't make really any difference, but when you're outside in direct sunlight, the Series 9 should be more legible, and the Series 9 can now also dim to just 1 nit of brightness, meaning it will be better in darker situations, like when you're going to see a movie and you don't want your display to get super bright. Now, there are some durability differences between the Apple Watch SE and the Series 9. The Series 9 is certified for IP6X dust resistance, while the SE is not, and the back of the watch on the SE is made out of a nylon composite, as Apple calls it, but it's basically plastic. But I don't think, for most people, that is going to be a big deal, especially now that I've used the SE for about a year, and I have had no durability issues with the SE's lower dust resistance, or I've not had any issues with that plastic back. Now, I think the biggest question you have to ask yourself when deciding between these models is if you want the extra health features. Now, the SE, I think, comes with the most important health and life-saving features, and that would be the heart rate monitor, which can detect high and low heart rates and then notify the user that they may want to seek medical attention. And then the heart rate monitor is also great at calculating how many calories you burn throughout the day and while working out, making the watch an excellent choice as a fitness tracker. It also comes with fall detection and car crash detection, just like the Series 9, and both of these features can automatically dial emergency services in case of a hard fall or a severe car crash. And yeah, like Apple even showed in their event, there are countless stories of features like this saving users' lives. The Series 9 also does come with these features, right? But it gets more advanced health sensors as well, which includes an electrocardiogram reader, which can take that electrocardiogram reading and notify you of a irregular heartbeat rhythm. It's a useful feature, but if you don't have an irregular heartbeat or no family history of irregular heartbeats, it could be something that you never take advantage of. Like, thankfully, I really haven't had to take advantage of it. The Series 9 also has a blood oxygen sensor, which can give you blood oxygen readings in the background or manually. And again, it might be a useful feature to have if you need it, but based on my experience after using a watch with this feature for like the last 4 years, it's something I rarely check up on, and the information has yet to be useful to me personally. Obviously, depending on your health circumstances, your needs may vary. Also, the Series 9 does have a body temperature sensor, which can be used for cycle and ovulation tracking for women's health. You can't use the body temperature sensor itself to take your temperature instantly, and to use this feature, you have to wear an Apple Watch during sleep tracking. So personally, again, another feature that might be very helpful for you. Obviously, there's a lot of people that can take advantage of that feature, but I can't. So your mileage here may vary. Now, if you've never owned an Apple Watch before, it may be hard to determine if you need some of these certain health features, but thankfully, I think that most people will be fine without the additional health features on the Series 9, because what most people really want out of a smartwatch is an activity tracker, and the SE is perfect for that. Okay, now I think it's safe to say that if both of these watches were priced the same, everyone would just buy the Series 9, right? More features is always better, even if you don't plan to use them. But they're not priced the same. The Apple Watch SE starts at $250, while the Series 9 starts at $400. Now, at $250, the SE, it's still a good value for anyone looking for their first Apple Watch, or if they're updating from a Series 4 or below. Furthermore, if you plan to utilize a cellular Apple Watch, the SE is only a $50 upgrade to get to that cellular model, while on the normal Series 9, it's a $100 upgrade. So it actually makes a really good choice as a budget cellular model. It's also a really good choice for parents who can actually set up this Apple Watch on their own iPhone, and then with the cellular connectivity, they can keep track of where their kids are and then also send them calls through the watch and messages as well. And because it's a year older now, the SE can probably be found at third-party retailers for a nice little discount. But the SE isn't the no-brainer move as it was last year, because now there are more upgrades here with the new Series 9, and it is faster than the Apple Watch SE this year. Also, there's more customizability with the Series 9 because the SE only comes with the aluminum material with 3 color choices: Midnight, Silver, and Starlight, while the Series 9 comes in those colors, plus a new pink color and a new product red color. The Series 9 also gets more premium casing options with a stainless steel option in silver, black, or gold, and the stainless steel option has a sapphire display instead of a glass display, which is found on the aluminum Series 9 and the Apple Watch SE, and the sapphire display is way more scratch resistant, but this material change, it's not cheap, right? It's gonna be an additional $300 upgrade on the Series 9 model. All right, so which Apple Watch should you get? Well, last year during my comparison, I said there was no wrong choice, and I still kind of feel that way, but I think the Apple Watch SE is more suited for people that have never owned an Apple Watch before, or for users who are on a really old Apple Watch and need to upgrade to get the new features of watchOS 10. So if you're on a Series 3 or older and don't want to spend a lot of money on getting a new Apple Watch, just get the SE. However, the Series 9, it comes with a lot of new features. It is worth the additional $150 over the SE. I think this watch is for someone who's owned a previous Apple Watch and likes it and is looking to upgrade, or honestly, let's be honest, someone who just wants the best Apple Watch without buying the Apple Watch Ultra. I think it's a better watch for users who are upgrading from a more current Apple Watch, right? Like, so if you have a Series 5 and you're used to the features on that watch, like the always on display, the Series 9 will still have all those features plus additional features from the last 4 years of Apple Watch upgrades. Whereas on the SE, even though you gain things like performance over something like the Series 5, you would still lose out on features like the always on display and even health features like the ECG, which were already on the Series 5. As always, there's trade-offs and compromises when picking between these models, but hopefully I covered all of the important ones and you can now decide which Apple Watch is right for you. And no matter what watch you pick up, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you found this video helpful in deciding which model to go with. And if you did, consider using my affiliate link in the description below. Also be sure to let me know what Apple Watch you plan on picking up and what made you pick that model over the others. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.